Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, June 9th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're somebody that uses charts, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Real quick, a couple of clarification points. First off, this number you see over here will still be changing around as I go through the various charts. And that candlestick there you see, as they're called, will still be moving around. That's because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open for a little bit, because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. So just keep that in mind. And then also I'll be using the 30-minute time frame. So for you beginners out there, what that means is that each one of these candlesticks here, as they're called, represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, IMPP, did this one in yesterday's video, and that's where these red and green line annotations are coming from. But an absolutely beautiful move this morning, got the breakout, pulled back, and I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. A classic example of that former area of resistance, then acting as support. So it came down there, back tested the trend line, and then just completely made a huge move. So congratulations to anybody that bought that back test of the trend line breakout. But I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those lines as they serve their purpose for now, and we'll map out some of the newest levels to watch. So from the support standpoint of things, in terms of where some areas of support could be on any sort of pullback, 70 cents is a very interesting level from that regard. And then as far as new levels of resistance are concerned, the level here that I think a lot of people will be watching is that trend line right there. And then just from a general pattern perspective, so make this all one color to make it easier to see, we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the momentum move right here. Let's put the golf hole down here to make it more visual. So for you golfers out there, we have ourselves a bull pennant pattern. So if you like to play penny stocks, if you like to play bull pennant patterns, then I definitely get this one on your watch list. Next one, DIDI, and this one is on the watch list for one very straightforward reason, and nothing really too complicated, but I want to be very clear about this. Put in this line here at 260 a couple days ago, and you can see that price came up here and once again got rejected right at it today. But my point here is, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to imply that it was some sort of special ability or secret discovery for me to draw that line. I assure you a lot of people did that, and a lot of people noticed the same thing, which is right there that, oh, once again, like it did back here, the price got rejected. So my point here is, whether you want to call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it is, while not guaranteed, because those don't exist, but is it plausible, is it valid to think that if the price can come up here to 260 and then get the break up through it, that break in and of itself could create quite a bit of additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible thought process to have. So if you like to play this price range, if you like to play stocks with very well-defined breakout points that could lead to those self-fulfilling prophecies, then I would certainly get this one on your watch list. So let's see what happens with it moving forward and that 260 mark. Next one, HTCR, very nice movement today. Having a bit of a rougher afternoon as the price pulls back here, but looking within the grand scheme of things, still an overall good, solid, big picture pattern. So once more, going back to the whole idea of self-fulfilling prophecies, I'm not trying to imply that this pattern is really difficult or that this is a great discovery. A lot of people are going to be watching this pattern. So does that guarantee anything? Again, of course not. But does it lead to potentially some good, solid breakouts? Yeah, that is absolutely a valid thought process to have. So in my mind, the trend line that a lot of people are going to be drawing is right there. You can see it's done a fantastic job of just forecasting all these various areas where the price ultimately, ran out of some momentum. So keep an eye on that. And then as far as the support portion of the pattern is concerned, right here at that area right there. So let me just do this to make it a bit more symmetrical. There we go. Doesn't really matter, but that's just, I guess, I want to have things more proportionate there. But again, to make things the same color, to make the pattern easier to see, we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the momentum move right there. Let's get our golf hole down here. So once again, we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So to remind, guarantees, no, and I'll probably say that a million more times because I want to hammer that home. No such thing as a guarantee. But is it valid to think that if the price can recover, get back up to the top of that pattern and then break through it, that could create a good, solid upwards momentum? Yeah, that is certainly a valid thought process. Next one, AMC, and another good, solid day. Came up here, broke through that level of resistance, although problem is price pulled back, and then you can see once again is hovering and struggling right at $13.50. So it started off earlier in the day, struggling with that level, got the break, made a great move, and then when that failed, came back down here, and it's basically a case of deja vu. Right back to how the day started, was still struggling at that level. So point here being, $13.50 still remains a very important level, especially after today, because it's revealed itself to just be a very stubborn and, quite frankly, annoying level. Not so I'm not saying that the price will never be able to actually sustain itself above 1350, just saying that it does make sense why 1350 is behaving in such an annoying fashion. But I do also want to add in one more area of resistance here as we move forward, now that we have more data, right up there at that $14 mark. So 1350 and then 14 going to be the main areas of resistance. As far as levels of support, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this level up now more and call that key level right there at $13.10. But all in all, like I said, the trend is still up. Nice move here, a pullback. So in fact, if you wanted, you could probably call that a poor man's bull flag pattern. But overall, those would be the main levels to watch moving forward. Next one, CEI, which was basically a complete disappointment in the sense of it just skyrocketed and then has essentially given back all its gains. But that's also where the, in my mind, interesting setup comes into play, because the question for me is, can a little bit more panic show up? Can things get a little bit more rough where the price pushes it back down to right around that 59-cent mark, which maybe you're observant, but the price has already been down here twice before. And in both situations, very nice bounces ensured. Now, of course, again, does that mean that if the price goes down there, it's for sure going to bounce again? Of course not. But is it valid? Is it plausible to think that if the price does pick up a bit more panic and does fall back down here to that 59-cent area, that it could bounce again? Well, yeah, that's rational. It's happened twice before. Doesn't mean it'll happen a third time, but nobody could accuse you of saying that that level is some sort of random area on the chart. So if you like to play penny stocks, if you like to play situations where something was looking really good, then all of a sudden it turns really bad. However, it could be one of those bads where all of a sudden it's just going to snap back upwards. Then I'd say this one should be on your watch list. But of course, especially with such situations like this, you better be able to manage that risk and honor stop losses. So real quick, want to step away from the watch list and just personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you see and you want to learn more about this tool, how it should be used to help build consistency as a trader, then certainly get signed up for this free class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can click to get signed up. Or if you're watching this at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying what you see and you want to learn more, certainly get signed up for the free class. Next one here, RDBX. Very, very nice chart, very nice pattern. May sound a little bit goofy given things did pull back, but that is a matter of perspective. So I understand if you're a day trader and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 5 minutes. Yes, from that perspective, things are looking pretty rough. But assuming you care about the grand scheme of things, you can see that there's a very nice overall uptrend. And then within today here, a couple of well-defined levels. So going back to the whole talking point of self-fulfilling prophecies, in my mind, I think a lot of people are going to be watching right there at about $10.60. So guarantees nothing, but certainly makes it valid to think that if the price can get up to $10.60 and get the break up through there, that break could very realistically send it up to these highs, if not even higher than that. So keep a close eye on that, because that would also help imply that this pullback here is done pulling back and now it's starting to show signs of strength. So that's a good kind of confirmation point in that regard. If you're somebody that likes to play pullbacks, then key area of support to watch moving forward going to be right there at $9.20. Or if you're one of those gap close type people, then the gap close location support down there around $8.55. And no, gaps do not have to close. Think about that. If something had to happen, that would imply that there are guarantees, and there are no guarantees in the market. But technically speaking, those would be the main levels to watch moving forward. Next one, AERC, and this will mean a bit more to those of you that watched the video from yesterday, but I drew this pattern, and you can see that the price action today has, well, I guess I was going to say completely respected the pattern, but technically I guess that's not quite accurate, because to be fair, the price did slightly go down below that green line. I mean, it certainly stayed within the range of it, but what I'm going to do here is adjust that a tad bit more now that we have more data, and it seems as though the more accurate level of support right there at $9.20. But I can say with full, credibility and accuracy that, yeah, the price completely honored that resistance portion of the pattern, which means going back to the idea of self-fulfilling prophecies, there's going to be that many more people watching, because there's going to be that many more people that are like, oh, look at this, resistance, support, momentum move. Now, I don't think they're going to say golf hole down here, but they'll say, look at this bull pennant pattern. So self-fulfilling prophecies, yeah, completely reasonable to think that if the price can get up to that area and break up through it, that could create another surge of buying. So if you like to play these bull pennant patterns, then definitely keep an eye on this one, because as previous history has shown, this one can move fast and move very quickly. Next one, NIO. Very nice day on this. Drew in these resistance levels in yesterday's video, and the price has now completely left those behind. So first thing, going to do some house cleaning, just get rid of these lines as they've served their purpose for now. But the one update I'm going to do here at 80 is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So yes, moving forward, if there are any sort of pullbacks, then ideally that green line would hold strong. But I say ideally because it's not like it's the end of the world if the price falls below it, because from more of an overarching sense, you have that purple line there, which on my chart is denoting the 50 period moving average, which has a very, very nice track record right now of providing support whenever the price has been down around that area. So that's why I say, yeah, ideally, price stays above that level, but if it doesn't, not the end of the world. As far as areas of resistance, very straightforward here. Nothing complicated other than the fact of asking the question, well, where did the party finally stop today? And it stopped up there at $20.45 several times. So keep a close eye on that. But overall, the uptrend continues. Next one here, CYRN, and I probably should have put this at a different location on the watch list because it's going to follow the same logic that I've used for past ones in terms of well-defined areas and self-fulfilling prophecies. But as far as breakouts are concerned, you're going to have a whole lot of people watching that area right there at $2.43. I mean, $2.43 prevented any sort of movements there. And then again, nice surge this afternoon, but once again, got prevented at that level. So it's reasonable to think that if the price recovers back upwards, first off, that would be a nice sign of strength to see a recovery. And then the second sign of strength would be, well, if it can push through that level, buying that area. Once more, it does not guarantee anything, but certainly makes it plausible that that could lead to some nice upwards movement. Although, as I talk, pretty rough last 30 minutes right here. But like I said, that also helps now. Well, if the price can recover back upwards, that recovery in and of itself is a nice sign of bullishness. But yeah, in my mind, that $2.43 mark, very, very intriguing level. Next one, Tesla, TSLA, did this one, and I do this one pretty much every day because I'm always looking to trade it every day, but finally got the breakout of that pattern. So a lot of these lines, actually I take that back because this line here is still completely in play, and I've been tracking that, and I want to continue to track it. So let's track that trend line right there, which puts the first area of support right around $718. Next level of support after that you'd want to monitor would be that pink line. And I should note that the why that trend line stands out that much more is you can barely see, but that purple line and the trend line just happen to be coinciding right now where they're essentially the same exact value. So that's what makes that a very interesting potential bounce point off that trend line. But if that level does not hold, then the next area of support would be the pink line 200 period moving average, which is at 712. And then the next level down here, that green line at 700. If there are any sort of attempted movements back to the upside, first key area of resistance to watch in the near term, going to be that trend line right there, which puts the price right up around $730. And then for more of an overarching level of resistance, that level up there around 745 proved to be a pretty stubborn level. Or, I mean, if you want to just round it up to 750, I don't think I'd put up much of a disagreement there. But those are going to be the main levels that I'm watching on Tesla. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, like I said earlier, if you enjoy what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool and how it can and should be used to help build consistency as a trader, then certainly get signed up for the free class. Like I said, it'll be very soon, Thursday, June 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format, if you would like for me to continue to make these videos, put in the time and effort required, then please do two things for me. Hit the like button, leave a simple comment, say hi, tell me what you traded today, tell me what you're watching tomorrow. But those two things communicate to me that you are enjoying. And as long as I know people are enjoying, I will continue to create this sort of content for you. So again, get signed up for that free class, hit that like button, leave a simple comment below. Everybody, thanks, take care, and have a good one.